Here I want to show you some options you have when installing a aftermarket oil cooler kit. This particular kit we're going to show you right now is an 8-pass oil cooler, remote style cooler. And we also have it in a 6-pass, and we have the Mesa styles, but keep in mind they're all the same as far as plumbing it in. What I really want to make you aware of is in 71 and later, Volkswagen came out what's called the doghouse oil cooler. And I've got one of these here I'm going to show you. Basically it has this adapter that sat on top of the motor, and then the cooler fits onto the adapter, and the shroud goes over it, where the cooler's on the back side in a pocket of the shroud. So you're not having airflow restrictions through the earlier style cooler getting to the 3rd and 4th cylinder. If you have a 71 and later, I would encourage you to keep this on there, and possibly, if Don could come over here, what this has is a full flow system where the case is machined, and you would use an aftermarket oil pump, similar to something like this here, a high volume oil pump, where you would have to drill and tap this hole and cap this hole off, use an external pump cover, and basically what's going to happen is the oil is now going to pump out and then through a cooler, through your filter, and back into the block here. So if you have 71 and later, keep your doghouse system, don't take it off and put this on there. You'd actually be cheating your engine of cooling. 71 and prior had a cooler like this one, which mounted directly inside the shroud. So it would have sat on there like that. If you have this style, then it's definitely an upgrade to pull this off and go with a cooler like this. I'll kind of go over some of these cooler options with you. First off, you've got the adapter. Okay, you got the fittings for the adapter. You got a cooler gasket. Put the gasket on top of there. There's no need for seals any longer. The adapter sets on top, and you will have to notch your shroud so that the lines can go through the backside of the shroud. Now just remember, top is out on these, bottom is in. So top's out, bottom's in, and you're going to plumb it in that way. So what you'd want to do is, and it does come with full instructions, so you're going to come out of the motor, go through your filter, go through your cooler, and then back into the adapter. I would definitely suggest the Fram HP1 filter. It's a thicker body, it's a lot stronger. I know a lot of the guys at the dunes, in the morning they get up early and give the motor a wrap, and their oil filler will blow up. So you want to make sure that you use an HP1 thick body. That won't happen to you. On these 8-pass coolers, they come with a threaded barbed end. So it's an end like this here. You can either use A-end fittings or the provided fittings that come with them. You can mount them in front of the shroud. There's a lot of things, people talk differently about where to install the actual cooler. A lot of buggy guys will put it, up on the chassis somewhere, maybe mount a fan to it, which is a great idea. But on sedans, it's not a problem to run it in front of the shroud. Just make sure you have clearance for your accelerator tube to run through there and keep that area clean so that you do have airflow. The other thing you want to make sure is that the firewall insulation is not loose and will not suck up against the cooler. That'll cut your cooling off. Your adapter is simple. You mount that up on the firewall wherever it's easiest to plumb the lines in and out. Basically, you're just going to thread your filter right on the bottom of that, plumb in all your fittings. You've got all your clamps and mounting screws to install it. It does come with 5 feet of high-pressure oil line. We do have additional oil line if you're mounting it remotely somewhere else on the chassis. You may have some questions on this. If you do, just please feel free to call me, and I'll be glad to work with you any way I can on this.